Sure. So, like Director Devin said, we all work together. So at the end of the day, we're one team, one mission. But the sheriff's office side of things, obviously, we head up security, safety, and then traffic. So we have multiple cameras throughout the fair, which is no secret, and that monitors traffic and the inside of the fair. So we work alongside DOT. They help us out with tapping into their cameras so we can monitor traffic, and obviously the inside of the fair. And we have multiple deputies inside the midway, in the parking lot, and on the roadways, making sure people get in and out safely.
What? Let me grab this from you before I ask a bunch, because I might ask a handful of him. Sorry, you're okay.
Oh,
You can walk.
Hey, it's been nice. I'm going.
Yes. What does the camera allow you to see that the eyes aren't seeing?
So these cameras are PTZ. We don't just have these angles. So we have every inch of this fairground covered at the end of the day. And I don't want to misspeak on the technicalities of it, but the zoom on these cameras are very clear. From one camera, we could read an expiration date on a tag in the back of the parking lot, if that tells you anything. So there's not 1 inch of this fairground that is not covered by cameras. So even though we have these monitors here, if we get a call or a disturbance or a missing child or anything like that, we can easily turn these cameras and cover that area.
You've already had a couple of missing children late last week. I saw the sheriff talk about. Were the cameras useful in that?
Absolutely. Too? Yep. So when those calls come in, we obviously have a plan in place for that. But yeah, all the missing children, and we've had missing parents before too, where we have the child and not the parents. But when those calls come in, yeah, we're on that area with cameras within seconds, and then we help coordinate with the deputies. So I believe there was one incident, if I'm not mistaken, where we saw one on camera, and then relayed that to the deputies on the ground, and they were there within seconds.
Now, as we're sitting here in the emergency command center, if you will, fair's not open, so no one's there. But when the fair is active, what does this look like?
So when the fair is active, we have some intelligence analyst and a detective over there that helps monitor social media and different things of that nature. And then we have a camera tech specialist that will sit over here at this table on the other side of the National Weather Service and monitor cameras. So if there's no active intel that we're monitoring, we do that throughout the day. However, both of our analyst detectives and then our specific camera tech spec will be monitoring cameras all day throughout the fair. And they'll rotate, because it kind of there's a lot of cameras, so it kind of gets bogged down. We don't want them to, their eyes to cross. So we'll rotate people in and out, but we at least have 3 people on cameras all day.
And are they like transplanted from the sheriff's office, where that's typically their job?
Our camera tech spec, that's his job. So our camera tech spec works with the county fair, the fair camera vendor that they hired. So he is hip to hip with that person. And then our intel analysts there, they work our crime analysis intel. They work day to day with gathering intel, mining social media, etc. So those folks come from the sheriff's office. There's 2 analysts and then a detective. But yes, our camera tech spec, that's his day-to-day job. He'll go out throughout the county and ask businesses if they have cameras. We have the capability of tapping into those cameras. So if a crime occurs at a business, a gas station, etc., if they allow us to access their cameras, our real-time crime center and dispatch, they will be able to tap in those cameras within seconds, and we can get a live feed, and that would be relayed to the deputies. So that's kind of his day-to-day. But while he's here at the fair, if a camera goes down, he can mitigate that and assist the camera vendor that the fair hired in getting that camera back up. And then he also helps monitor our other external CCSO cameras.
And did you say the fair also has someone?
So the fair hires a camera vendor company, and they put up extra cameras that the fairgrounds do not already have. So it's a combination of both. The fairgrounds has cameras already. The fair will hire a camera vendor to put up extra cameras, and we actually have 3 extra cameras from what we had last year, so that's good. And then we have some Clay County Sheriff's Office cameras as well. So, but we have access to all those here. This is all of them.
Do you start the view like out and then bring it in as a situation occurs?
We normally keep.
Or you see something suspicious?
Yeah, we normally keep the lens around this size frame. But again, if we get a call of a certain area, we can zoom in or we can zoom out to get a better eye. Okay, this, and we have a map of the rides, of all the ride names. We have a map, and that's pushed out to all of our people. So we'll coordinate with the map, and we can zoom out, kind of get a better idea where we're at. Okay, we need to go left, and then zoom in from there. But we normally keep it around this frame. We don't keep it way zoomed out, if you will, because if we have a missing child, like as a fair kicks off, as people walk through the midway, you can see color shirts, you can see color shorts, designs that they have on. So this is a pretty good optic right now. If we have a missing person or a disturbance or anything like that, just how they sit now, we can pick up on those.
What else have you picked up maybe in the few days already this year, but in years past, beyond missing kids? What else are the common things that you may be able to see?
Well, we keep an eye on folks. We have some groups of teenagers that like to congregate and hang out with each other, so we'll just keep an eye on that just to make sure there's no fights or anything like that happens. The lines. There's some popular rides here that all the teenage kids like to go on, so we'll monitor those. Those lines get long, and if someone skips them in line, that could cause a disturbance. But we normally implement the cameras during our peak hours when we have large crowds. We'll follow those large crowds just to make sure that everyone's behaving. And then if we see an area of folks where there's a lot of people at this one area, yes, they may be waiting on a line, or they could be getting into an altercation. We'll push a message to our deputies on the ground to kind of head that way to also mitigate that.
I see some phones, so if I'm out at the fair and I've got a complaint or anything, am I calling a number and is it coming in here? Are you receiving complaints here?
So yes, we have designated dispatchers from the Clay County Fire Rescue and the Clay County Sheriff's Office. They're in that room over there. So if any call were to come in, all the radio frequencies that Director Devin already mentioned, that goes directly to them. But if someone were to call 911 or our non-emergency number, it would ultimately come to them, and then they would dispatch the deputies on the ground.
Traffic I see flowing pretty nicely on some of the cameras there,
Yes.
but it's only midday. Things have not started to pick up. It's also not a weekend. What are the expectations as the week rolls on?
So, I mean, during the week, traffic normally flows very smoothly. Our weekends are heavy times where traffic will back up. And again, we have cameras from DOT and our agency that helps monitor traffic. So we keep an eye on those. And then we have obviously deputies at certain locations. So we'll have deputies stationed at 16 in the main gate, 315 and 16 normally on our weekends. On our weekdays when we're slower, we don't need to have a deputy at 315 and 16 because, as you can see, the traffic's flowing and it's running itself. But if we see backups or starting to get heavy, we'll deploy those deputies to those intersections and those locations on 16 to keep traffic moving.
After the first weekend of the new ramp off the State Road 23, any notice that you saw in terms of traffic flow?
Yeah, the only notice that we saw is actually positive. It was actually a question mark of how that was going to work because it's new and we didn't know. We had plans in place. We were ready for anything, but it actually has helped us rather than been a negative. So how it's helped us is when that light changes red and stops traffic, it actually gives folks a little bit of breathing room to get in the fair and out. So we have there's a big gap on 16 from that light changing, which will give breathing room for people to get in and out, and it's actually helped than make it worse. So yeah, we're a fan of it so far. This weekend was busy. We're expecting next weekend to be busy. So we have cameras at that intersection, but yeah, the traffic light at 16 and 23 at the new interchange there has helped us tremendously.
Will they allow you to deploy in a different way or observations you made last weekend allow you to make any changes for this weekend or no?
Yeah, we can send deputies out there as far as deployment. We can send them to 16 and 23, and we can't control that intersection via remote. That's worst case scenario if we have to do that. So we can send deputies out there and control it if it gets very bad. But as it stands now, we haven't had to touch it. We haven't had to put a deputy out there at all. The light has been running its own, and the way the lights are functioning has helped us tremendously with traffic.
What's your overall message for people driving in, especially Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Friday, fair day with school,
Sure.
So that's busy.
Yeah. Ultimate message is to keep updated, keep yourself updated with The Clay County Sheriff's Office social media, Clay County Fire Rescue social media, and then we push all of our stuff out via Safer Watch. So if you have not downloaded the Safer Watch app, I know we preach it heavy, but it truly is the way to get the message in real time. So we also have a new thing this year is 88.5 FM. They can turn their radios to that once they get close. About 16 and 23, you can start hearing it, and then 315 and 16 eastbound, you can start hearing it. So on that radio station is a constant loop with our traffic supervisor, and he's answering a lot of your questions that you may have coming in. So definitely tune into that 88.5 when you get close. All your questions will, for the most part, be answered, and that'll help mitigate, stopping and going, coming in, and asking the deputies those questions. But yeah, Safer Watch, social media will be the way to keep track of everything going on.
Is this a good change of pace week for you?
It is, but we're busy. Yeah, it's we plan for the fair months in advance. I mean, this has been going on since, I want to say we started talking fair late December, January, starting to get meetings implemented. So yeah, it's a change of pace from the day to day, but it's we're not sitting around not doing anything, twiddling our thumbs. We're out working, and what Director Devin said earlier is one team, one mission. We all come together, and we're ready for anything, for security and safety to a weather event. We have plans in place, and we work very well together. So,
all right, thanks, appreciate it.